Hello. Hello. Sorry, I'm watching the cat while I'm saying hi to you. I don't know what I want to show you there. There it is. I want to show you nature. It's raining, man. Hallelujah. Raining again. How? That's the beauty of living in the Sunshine Coast. Let me just clean up while I'm here. Yep, that's a bit of OCD in me. I like to create order. By creating order, the mind rests. So on that note, beautiful people, just making a very quick brief video before the session tonight. This video is about observations. Look, a lot has been stated and has been said about observations, but it still seems, and obviously for some, some it's brand new, but for some it's to be present. Right. It's time to be present. So for some, they by now should know the structure of events. And look, guys, that's the beauty with what we've created here. And what I mean by that is we have created a system that works. It works for a reason. So once you understand that, and you understand that you are learning a system, and sometimes might seem a bit unorthodox, or it might seem strange to you because you're used to seeing things differently. We're used to receiving advice or looking for what's wrong, labeling, and also then obviously, most, if not all of the mental work out there, the people that work on mental health, they're always coming back with advice or an approach where we are treating the symptoms. Not with us. With us, we are not treating the symptoms. Firstly, we isolate the symptoms. We look at the symptoms, and by looking at the symptoms, we can start to, let's sit with that one for a second. What happens after we look at the symptoms? We isolate them, right? And then after isolating the symptoms, this is now in a session all with yourself, self-regulation, right? What happens after we isolate those symptoms? Well, we have to allow ourselves to feel, acknowledge that something is wrong, something is going on. Using that word very loosely, wrong, right? Something is going on for myself. So, right, by isolating the symptoms, we acknowledge the emotion, the emotions, the energy, the emotion behind those symptoms. Okay, let's look at it. We'll take 2 or 3 examples. I'm sad, right? I'm feeling down. So initially, there's a symptom. I'm feeling down. There's a repression happening, a suppression happening, an oppression happening. I'm feeling down. So when I'm feeling down, what does it indicate? Suppression, right? Suppression, down, right? Or oppression. When I'm feeling that oppression or suppression in myself, it normally indicates a sadness of sorts. So I start to, so first I acknowledge there's an emotion. Next thing is, I discern. That's it. I discern. I'm placing my hand on my heart when I feel this, right? So acknowledge. I discern. Fire, water, what is it? So fire meaning all those ones we see as assertive energies, right? Let's say frustration, anger, assertive energies. Let's mention 2 negative, so to speak, energies, or let's say water energies. Everything can be seen as negative, right? Water energies. So I'm feeling emotional. So normally when people say I'm feeling emotional, it's like say I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling grief. There's a sadness or a grief, and I'm specifically doing it with myself as I'm going through with you now. For me to feel if there's anything. Now, for me today, nothing there, nothing present today. Actually, feeling very calm. Because the last couple of days, I have been going through some things myself, as we acknowledge energies coming in, and some of those energies might come in to harm us, right? And then we look at those energies and we say, "What is this? What is this?" So there's a symptom happening on the outside world. What is this? We live in a world in a duality. There will always be things coming in. And I can actually take out the stinger from these things. As soon as I acknowledge that they exist, I go, yep, there you are. What is this in me? Not blaming myself, looking at what's wrong with me. Not all. What is this in me? What am I feeling? As soon as I feel and I discern, what's the next step? I'm allowing myself to feel. So acknowledge that there's something happening. Discern, is it fire or water? Frustration, anger, sadness, grief, right? And then the next thing is allowing it through the bodily vessel. Now allowing means I'm trying to look at it. Where do I feel it in my body? Oh, it's in the stomach. Oh, it's in the sigmoid colon. I'm feeling that pressure on the chest. So by discerning where it is, I can actually go to the different chakra systems. Now this is the deeper IP in what we're teaching you anyway. But I'm discerning where I'm feeling this energy in the body, right? I'm discerning what type of energy, fire, water. So male, female, creative, or logic, right? So creative can be seen as the male, actually, right? Logic can be seen as the female. Female is the womb. She contains and holds the structure. You're currently in your mother, right? She's containing the structure. So in esoteric terms, the female is actually always the logic, so to speak. And the male is seen as the creative, Brahman. Brahman pushing forward. Look at the male insignia. It is like that with a little arrow, an arrow pointing upwards. That is seen as going somewhere, creative energy. And the female is seen as, well, female is a line with a zero at the bottom containing, and then the phallus being cut, so containing. We can look at it like that as well. She's receiving. So internalizing, receiving, holding, containing, creating that structure. So she's not the creator in that sense. She's containing the creation, right? She's the creator in that sense. I'll say it again. So right, to kind of get to the point why I'm making this video, right? As we discern and we then allow that energy to pass through us, that's what happens in a session, guys. So with feedback and observations, you kind of have to, you should, as a professional, stay present in the moment. Stay present by tuning into your listening skills. Let's stop being heroes looking for what's wrong, what's going on for somebody. What is this? What is it? What can I tell you to make you feel better? Nothing. Just be honest with me. That's how you can actually assist me to feel better. That's what most, if not all, of the participants ask of you. Please do not butter people up in sessions. Please do not. So no ass licking. No ass licking. It's so yucky when somebody comes in for assistance and we tell them how good they are. It's awesome to say, you're a beautiful person, but leaving it there is even more awesome, right? Because leave it there. Rather be honest with them. Okay, beautiful friend, this is what I've been seeing here tonight. Here's my observations. And in those observations coming through in 4 distinct categories. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's 3 parts, right? 3 parts to any great story or session. Beginning, a middle, and an end. Now, what happens in the beginning parts of this session? There's welcome and congratulations, and there's guidelines. That is the beginning part. What happens in the next part? There is guidelines and resolution. That is the middle part, right? What happens at the end of a session? There is resolution and conclusion. That's the end part. So look at this screen. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Beginning, middle, end. Welcome and congratulations, right? And obviously guidelines and resolution again, and conclusion. 3 beautiful parts. So bring it together for yourself and the participant in that way by taking notes and making notes of the beginning, the middle, and an end. Some people break it up in 4 parts. They break up the page in 4 parts and they say, welcome and congratulations, these are the emotions detected. In guidelines, these are the emotions detected. In resolution, these are the emotions detected. And in conclusion, these are the emotions detected. In welcoming and congratulations, these emotions show themselves in the following formats. This is what I saw here tonight. You told us about your mother. This is happening. This is how she made you feel. In guidelines, You told us how you coped with this. You told us how you're coping with the current. You told us about other symptoms in your current reality where these emotions are present. Frustration, anger, suppression of emotions, right? In other words, sadness, grief. And then you told us how these emotions or these symptoms are present in your resolution. In other words, and what you're going to do about them. So you're going to acknowledge these emotions by doing what? Bringing my virtues, speaking my truth, right? Therefore, justice unto myself. Therefore, good fortune, unto myself, and therefore unto other. And therefore, balance in myself between my fire and my water, my logic and my creative, right? Or my creative and my logic, however you want to see it. So then again, just to encompass and to bring it together, please do not give advice. We are not psychologists. We are not psychiatrists. We are not doctors. Please do not tell people what they should do. All you have to do is make a decision. All you have to do is do this. When you do this, you'll be happy. I can see what you need to do. No, there's nothing to do. Please do not say those words. It's not true. We do not hold the information or the answer for anybody's process. What they do hold, the person, is the emotional content for their emotional process. So please come into these sessions now with an open mind and an open heart, ready to listen, ready to learn, and therefore you'll start to see your feedback will be more present. If you're giving feedback about something that you think should be done, it means you are slightly aware in the future, and that means expectation. Expectation leads to disappointment. It's the mother of all disappointments. So expectation, rather, leading it in and through with, expectation equals appreciation. So bringing in appreciation through self-care, methods of bringing self-care back to the person. Acknowledging the energy in the body, going for infrared saunas, ice baths, meridian work, Reiki, other types of energy work, right? Needle work, deep tissue massages, colonics, healthy diet, cleaning up, getting to bed at a certain time, hopefully before 10:30, except for us guys who work night hours, right? Getting to bed before 10:30. Any hours of sleep before 10:30 is exponential. So for every hour you get 2 hours before 10:30. Melatonin reset, serotonin coming into balance when in the morning I get up, fresh early morning. I have different UVs coming through. I then have different energies that I can encompass through my vitamin D system. So those receptors that change those photons into vitamin D in the bodily vessel, that leads to serotonin. So melatonin and serotonin, vitamin D being serotonin, right? Melatonin being the moon, so salt in the body. So when my salt, right, and my sulfur comes into balance, when my left and my right, when my left and my right, when my up and my down, as above so below, comes into balance, I then reach complete balance and harmony. So harmonic tuning, harmony is attuned to sound and vibration, harmony. So A-U-M, the A, O, M, the three brains coming into balance through regular self-care, self-regulation, leading to healthy new life, alignment, right? So sleeping better, get up in the morning, exercising regularly, drinking a lot of water, minimum of 3 liters a day, right? And then also then acknowledging the emotion through these regulation tools. Now this is the very base of what it is that we are teaching you right here, and some of it is only in our deeper IP, and we are bringing out a course in due time with the deepest of deeper parts of the IP, where it's much more, where currently it's much more experiential for you in this sense. There will be a point in time where you will have the opportunity to look at the deeper IP, where these modules will be coming through in course form, which will be a different course, 2 courses that will be coming in the future. So currently you are enrolled in something called soul activation, where you also then have the opportunity to learn skills, where you can, as a layman psychotherapist, learn these skills and bring them forth to others in a healthy way, In other words, as a layman psychotherapist, small time, right? So in other words, I do 2 or 3 sessions a week, and I'm currently just looking at creating a safe space for others to come and be heard, something like that, right? So let's say layman psychotherapist, but more so professional facilitation. We're teaching you how to contain energy, create a safe, secure, sacred setting, where the intention can be heard through acknowledgement, through acceptance, and then ultimately through allowing yourself. So you, as the psychotherapist, allowing yourself to sit in another person's energy, and therefore allowing yourself to feel more at peace in the moment, and therefore containing the energy with that person in distress. So look, guys, how awesome that we are lucky enough to live in this beautiful country. We are lucky enough to have rain. We are lucky enough to see the beautiful plants behind us and around us growing. We're not in a war-torn area, zone, country. We're not currently thinking, oh fuck, what am I going to eat tonight? So we are very lucky. So let's come back with appreciation. We're lucky enough to learn these skills. By regular attendance, you will learn these skills. We say to people, attend as many as you can and want to. There's not a cap on how many sessions you can attend. Put your name down. Put your name down first. It is a race in that sense. Because we'll have some people come last minute. Oh, I so desperately want to sit in on this session. No, my beautiful friend, we're currently at capacity. And I don't want to push these sessions where it's 5 or 6 or even then 7 people sitting in a session. Trainees, speaking as trainees. More so, I want us to come into this session because we're containing the energy with this person and assisting that person to learn to love themselves again through those self-regulating tools. Self-regulating tools meaning through accepting themselves in the moment. Self-regulating tools meaning learning how to acknowledge their emotions. Assisting those stuck emotions, right? Energies in the bodily vessel to become loose and fluid, coming up through the bodily vessel. And listen, this is a scientific fact. It takes 90 seconds for an acknowledged emotion to leave the bodily vessel. So anyway, some of us sitting with these unacknowledged emotions for years and years and years. As soon as you have that thing in your heart that can say, yep, I am that I am, acknowledging all you find in yourself, the blame game stops, right? And that's why self-blame ultimately, and therefore blaming others. Like, you know what, it's my mother. You know what, it must be Fleur. You know what, it must be that. It must be that. It must be myriad of stories. Must be something, but it can't be me. And therefore it can't be me in all senses. It can't be me in a sense of accepting, well, firstly accepting responsibility for myself, therefore acknowledging myself, therefore loving myself so much so that my heart can start to overflow into the lives of others. So how do you get to a place where you can start to just speak without thinking? Well, ultimately I'll round it off and end it there by doing exactly what you're doing now. Being present. Just listening to this. It's a 20-minute video, right? It's long. Some people are going to go, oh, fuck's sake, 20 minutes. Well, if you're preempting what's going to be said in 20 minutes, you'll be stuck in a 20-minute, in a time frame, like I'm going to get up, I need to move on, I need to. But if you're still here, if you're still watching this video, this was made for you. It's on purpose. We do it purposely, right? Because everybody comes back now and then and goes, I don't know how to hold space. I don't know how to, run a session or, facilitate a proper session, reflect a proper session. Well, it's because you're not present. These are old teachings. It's all over the pages. We've literally gone back to old posts recently and gone, click, 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 start here, do this, go next. But if some of us did it, but if most of us just be a little bit more present, guess what? You'll get things easier because all you're doing is you're staying present. There's nothing to get in the future. There's nothing for you in the past. You're just present. You're learning a skill. You're looking, observing, feeling, acknowledging yourself. Guess what happens? You become the best version of yourself because you don't have to think. Fuck, man, it's freeing. You don't have to think. If some thoughts come, and they will come for me, they come for everybody, then I just acknowledge them as they come up. I sit with them until they dissipate because they brought me a teaching. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for listening. I hope to see you at the next events. Please click and book on events as well. Please don't stop going to other events. Cactus Campout is coming. There's 2 spaces left. Might be a little bit more. Depends on who's arriving at these sessions or these events. Supper is booking in September. As always, 4 times a year we do supper. End of Jan. What's that? End of April, is it? Jan, Feb, March, April. So sorry, end of May, end of Jan, end of May, end of September. That's supper. End of Jan, end of May, end of September. It's a great place for you to go and cut away whatever's still sitting, right? By then going in deeper, harder, faster. A little bit of yang energy there. Mama 6-7 times a year. Normally Feb, March, April. June we have a camp out normally, or a men's circle, female, women's circle. July normally men's circle, women's circle, or a camp out. August month is normally mama again. September supper. October mama, November mama. December normally a surprise camp out, a veggie night or two somewhere thrown into the mix during the year. But look, man, there's more than enough. So like I said, 6 or 7 mamas a year, 6 mamas a year, 3 suppers a year, 1 cactus camp out a year, 1 or 2 veggie nights, communal events, coffee meetups, movie nights. Come out. Stay connected, stay committed. Commitment to self ultimately leads to connection to other. Okay, guys, I think I'll leave it there. Otherwise, I will go on and on. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Please bring your feedback up to scratch now and up to point. 4 parts, beginning, middle, and end. 3 great parts, right? But 4 parts in these sessions. Welcoming and congratulations with guidelines. Middle part. Guidelines with resolution. End part. Resolution with a conclusion. Stay present. Give feedback of what you see in the room. Please don't give any feedback on what the angels is telling you. I love it. We love the angels, but they might just be speaking to you. Give us feedback of what you see in the moment. You have an awesome day. You have an awesome evening. And again, I'll say this to you. Persistence is key. And if you can persist and push through purely because you have that big, beautiful, open heart ready for more, then we will see you on the other side. Have an awesome day from wet, rainy Australia. Aho!